Alright everybody, we're back for another episode of 3-Star My Bag. This time we are featuring the bag of player named Jpalmdiscgolf. So he's got a sweet bag. I was excited to try this bag out. He wanted me to do it on Champions Landing, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to squeeze all 18 holes in. So we'll kind of see how it goes. I may kind of pause the video on some of the par 3s or some of the easier holes and just kind of highlight some of the tougher holes that he might be struggling with. But he's got a great looking bag, a little bit of old school, a little bit of new stuff mixed. He doesn't have the extra slot, so he's basically playing with one less disc than the majority of us. So that's always makes it more challenging, but I was excited to try this out. And I kind of made an effort this time to kind of mess around with the bag a little before I started playing and not just jump right into it. That way I can be more familiar with the discs and try to utilize more of them. But here we go. Let's take a look at his bag right next to mine. So again, it's really fun for me just to kind of create the same bag. And this time I was able to get pretty much that whole right side and then a few very similar on the other one. I think we got we got 3 discs on the left side that are the exact same. So that's what, 9 discs total that are the exact same disc and stamp. So pretty excited about that. But putter wise, he's got the pure sticky and glide combo. I think I've mentioned in the previous videos I just really like to have the combo of kind of an overstable putter as well. The Harp is always the one that I'm going to throw out there, but you got the Slammer and the Berg, other options. Those for me are just a little too similar, but if I had more slots I would probably bag a sticky pure just to have it. Mid-range, he's got the Fuse windbreak and the Warship, so great combo there, especially if he uses the Fuse for throw-ins, which a lot of players do. And then fairways, he's got the Musket Roll, very popular disc used for a lot of ace runs, and then the Accurate Windbreak Sapphire, awesome disc. I don't have it, I don't have room for it. I'd like to have it, but and then as far as drivers, he's got kind of a mix of Rise and Ballista Pros and then the Gold. So he has the Turn Glide Gold, so I'm excited to try that out. I've gotten familiar with the Gold with the water skip. He has the Light Glide Ballista Pro, so it's not going to go as far as what I'm used to with the Light Glide Rive, but we'll see how it does. The water skip, again, doesn't have the distance like for Champions Landing hole 18. In some winds I like to go for it with the water skip. I don't think that disc can cover the same. He does have the Grail, he does have the Glide Roll Rive, and then he has a Windbreak Glide Rive. And then the interesting disc was that Turn Windbreak Ballista Pro, and I really liked that disc a lot the more I threw it. And it's kind of, for me, it's kind of like a Glide Sapphire, just a little bit longer and turns a little bit more, but I was able to use it a lot in practice, kind of like I would the Sapphire. So I think that's going to be my approach with that disc. I'm going to try to use all the discs. We'll see. I have 18 holes. Again, I may skip a few for this video just so it's not super long. Some of those kind of easier holes that he probably doesn't struggle with, there's no reason to kind of show those. But here we go. So Champions Landing, I think he's trying to get the 18 under. I'm not sure if we'll get it done with this bag, but we're going to give it our best. If you are going to try to get 18 under for Champions Landing, you do always want to start with an eagle. It's not the easiest eagle, but definitely very gettable. So I would restart until you get that first hole eagle. If you have a skippy flippy driver like the turn glide or turn skip Rive or the Paradigm or the Enigma or the glide skip Captain, one of those, it's probably the easiest way to eagle this first hole with one of those discs. As you can see, he doesn't. I don't either in my bag. So what I usually choose to throw off the tee is the Glide Turn Rive. To me, it's just the straightest and safest for that hole, and sometimes I can still get eagle. But if I'm feeling risky and it's a good wind, sometimes I will throw the Glide Skip Rive off the tee and just have to kind of hit it just right because it has a lot more fade than the straight drivers. In that extra spot, he could go a Roll Sapphire, he could go skip fairway, he could go Light Glide Rive, lots of different options for that open spot if he ever decides to get it. So here we go. We're going to try to get a little aggressive, try to get the eagle here. So I like to go this line, slide to the left, aim way over here on top of these trees, and then do almost a full Anheuser with the Glide Skip Rive. This is looking pretty good. It's going to be close though, because once it skips, it really starts to fade on you. But this stayed safe. If you get this wind, I like to actually go the left side versus trying to go kind of right around the barriers. If you can get it to skip, if you're getting aggressive, I'm going to put a big anhyzer on this forehand and try to land it just over the barricades. This might be a little too far right. But sometimes you get a nice friendly skip and bounce and there's a curb. Oh, nice bounce off the tree. So that worked out really good. But there's also a curb over there past that tree that if you go too far, that curb tends to catch it. To me, it's a lot easier going that left route versus trying to get it just right going the right route. It just depends on the wind. But we got the eagle to start. That's definitely what you want. This hole, I usually go light glide rive, but it depends on kind of the wind. With this left to right wind, I'm going light glide over the top. There's lots of different angles on it. I'm not sure if this ballista is going to carry as far as what I'm used to, but we're going to try it anyway. Yeah, definitely a lot less carry, but it stayed safe. So we're going to skip ahead. I just don't want to... We got the birdie there. I'm trying to save some time here in this video. This one, though, a lot of people might struggle with this. A good line to know. We're going to try the windbreak glide rive. Slide to the left on a forehand and then just put some hyzer on it. A lot of people have trouble getting this right at the pin, or it goes right out of bounds. This way you can kind of fade it towards the basket the whole way and you don't have to worry about it going long OB. Usually you can get a little closer than that one, but for most of my throw-ins I'll use this Accurate Glide Pure since it's what I'm used to. So far so good. This is probably one of the toughest holes. This is one of the reasons you want to get that extra stroke on the first hole. This wind, I've actually had pretty good success with this forehand. I was hoping it would be a different wind so I could show you the turn glide approach, but just a straight pull with the glide skip rive in this wind on a forehand, and it tends to work out pretty well for me. This looks like it's on a good line. Otherwise I'm usually going backhand turn glide rive, or turn glide gold is what he has. Come on, I gotta make this. It's always tough throwing in these big four winds. Oh, get down. Dang it. So because of that hole, that's just one of the reasons you really want to get eagle on the first hole, because that's a tough birdie to get. This hole you can, we got a nice wind here. So I'm going to show you my kind of risky line, but it can also put you in shape for an eagle throw. So we're going to go just under these tree branches with the glide skip rive. Put a little bit of turn on this, but as long as you get a good skip, nice. So we're going to be in great position for eagle here. So I really like that and that type of wind. If it's a big right to left, then it's a little harder to do that line, so I usually don't. I usually play a forehand. Come on, 142. Go. No. I just ruined a great opportunity to get that stroke back, but now we're just on pace for the 18 under, but that means no mistakes. Here's another one. I'm not going to take the aggressive line, not with this wind, but with this wind I'll slide to the right usually and then aim really low and then maybe just put a touch of hyzer on it and let that wind kind of turn the disc. Again, this is a glide skip rive. We're trying to get in position to potentially get an eagle here. This is one that you can get. Just remember on the second shot it plays a lot farther uphill than it really looks. So I usually add about 20 feet to my throw here. So 217. The warship should be able to get there. This is a tough wind to do it in. Make sure I put some hyzer on this, even though the warship's pretty stable. It's going to need to be fading a little harder in this wind. Oh man, that was awful. So that wasn't even close. But we got another birdie. That's another hole that you can sometimes get that eagle, especially in big winds, but fortunately we weren't able to capitalize there. Hole 8, this is probably the easiest one to eagle. It just comes with a lot of risk. So I'm going to go with my sapphire line, and like I said, this ballista disc I'm basically using as a sapphire turn windbreak ballista pro. An awesome disc is what I found, and that worked out really well for me. Now from here, usually I'll just play it safe and do the same disc, the glide sapphire, or in this case the windbreak turn ballista, but we're going to get a little aggressive, see if we can put ourselves in position for an eagle. So we're going to go with the let's try the Glide Windbreak Rive. Similar line. We're just going to aim over to the left, maybe put a little bit of anhyzer on this because of this wind, and just get a little more distance out of it than we would that Ballista Pro, and hopefully be in position to have a good shot. Get around that tree. Oh, well, that kind of ruined our chances. But again, if you have a straight driver, a lot of times if I need a stroke, let me focus on this throw-in real quick. 190. See if I can drop this in. This would be nice to get another bonus stroke here. Get in. Ah, too far. If I really need the eagle here, sometimes I'll go turn glide off the tee, just nice and straight. But you can also go like sapphire off the tee and then like turn glide rive right at the basket, and often get right next to the basket just by doing that. Now this one, that's not good wind. He was hoping I'd show him a good line for eagle here. It's tough for me because I don't have a straight skippy flippy driver in my bag. I have the glide skip rive, but I usually go turn glide, which is what this is. This is a turn glide gold. I usually go turn glide rive. This is into the trees, but this isn't horrible. If you come down here, don't think you have to go all the way around. You can usually just throw it right at the basket and get through just fine. So we're going to throw our sapphire-esque disc here. No, let's go with the sapphire windbreak with this big tailwind. And if you just chuck it right through here, then you usually get in. Oh, we got it to drop. So, showing you there's other ways to get the eagle. Usually I'm not going to get the eagle that route, but it is possible. But it's a safe way to get the birdie as well if you end up short on your drive. Alright, this one, tough wind. Usually I'm going to go backhand with the Glide Sapphire. We're going to throw the Glide Roll Rive here just because of this big forewind. This course is much more challenging now that we have four winds, and they seem to pop up a lot, and it can make one of the easier holes very challenging. So we're going to skip over. Got a couple birdies on 11 and 12. Not the worst, not the most difficult holes. This one can be tough in winds like this. Usually I'll go glide roll rive, but we're going to go with that glide windbreak just to get a little more ground play. Make sure I turn this over. The most common miss I feel like is turning too much and ending on the right side of the sidewalk, but you don't want to miss. Okay, kind of glad we didn't get a ton of ground play. So this is another tough throw with these four winds, man. Can save you so many strokes if you can make shots like this in these big winds. Get down. No. Man, I had that awesome eagle on 9 and then I just wasted it again. So now I'm going to have to go mistake-free from here on out. See if we can get her done to get that 18 under. This is another one of the toughest holes. I like to slide right, glide skip rive, middle chevron right on the corner of that tee box. And about right there. This is looking pretty good. Let's get a nice skip for us. No. God, that's going to make this quite a bit harder, being back farther. I could go wide with the glide skip. I think I'm going to try to go just straight at it with the turn glide gold. Aim nice and low and just try to keep this just left of that big tree up there. And if I can do that, it'll be in good shape, but it's a tough shot. Oh, that was not good. I turned that way too much. I think I was thinking it was a different wind than it was, but that was not a great shot. Now we're in trouble. We got 169 feet. We got to make this, or our chances at 18 down are not good. Go with the disc I know the best, which is the Accurate Glide Pure. Downhill, not much wind. So I'm going to throw this about 155. And get there, get there, get there. Oh, we had it lined up. Oh, I'm not sure we're going to get it, but we're going to keep rolling here. Maybe we get lucky. This one, depending on the wind, this is like the perfect disc because the Sapphire, I wouldn't quite get there. I'd probably throw the Rive still, but this disc is just in between. My Glide Sapphire, oh, that was perfect. I really like this Windbreak Turn Ballista Pro. Yeah, just a lot like a Glide Sapphire, but a little more turn, a little more distance. We're actually going to throw it here too. This is my ace line with the Glide Sapphire. I'm going to aim a little more left because it's going to turn more. Turn quite a bit more. Get up, get up. Okay, it's safe. Yeah, that wind was going left to right too, plus it's a turn disc, so turns quite a bit more than the Glide Sapphire, but as far as distance and utilization, I was able to kind of translate it pretty good into what I'm used to with the Sapphire. So here, dang, I was hoping for a big wind. It's not even worth trying the water skip. I have a nice water skip line to put me in position for an eagle here, but that's in a big tailwind, especially with his water skips. We're going to go with the musket here on a forehand. My safe play is usually a roll Sapphire here on a forehand, but I don't want to throw the windbreak just because it might end up in the water. We're going to throw my good old trusty turn windbreak Ballista Pro. I didn't want to go near the water, so I made sure I kept it to the left. Should be able to save birdie here. And unfortunately, we're going to fall one stroke short. So apologies. I mean, we still got the 3 stars. We only needed -14 for 3 stars, but we didn't quite get the -18, which I think is what he's aiming for. But definitely a fun bag. Definitely missing some pieces in my opinion. There's a lot he could do with that extra slot, but still a fun round, a fun bag. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And let me know again if you want me to try to 3-star your bag. Hope you guys are enjoying these. And as always, thanks for watching me play some DGV.